evening, everyone, and welcome to Passionately Speaking, our weekly masterclass where we talk about public speaking, how to use it to make millions, reach millions, and create that $1 million message. But first, before we do that, we have to find our voice. Now, a lot of people always talk about finding your voice as if we've lost it, right? Especially for women, finding your voice because somehow they've been silenced or quieted, or that's not what this conversation is about today. This conversation is about find your voice, not finding it. You've already found it, right? But each time we speak, we need to find it again at a different level, at a deeper level. So we are going to spell out the word voice. Ta-da! Surprise, surprise, right? We are going to spell out the word voice today. All right, so welcome. Boy, hey, first, before we do, I have to say hello to Deidre Miller. Deidre has been coming to these classes for 7-8 years, and then she took a kind of a hiatus because she was living in Florida for a little while, being bi-coastal, Florida and California. Looks like you're back home.
Yep, back in California.
Yay! Excellent, excellent. So good job for being here. Good job, everyone. So see, Gloria came in, Luana came in, Virginia's coming in, Cheryl came in. Welcome. So again, we're talking about today, find your voice. And each and every time we speak, we oftentimes have to find that voice again. And I don't mean because it's lost, but I mean because maybe it's a different voice. Maybe it's a different message. Maybe you have to show up a little differently. Maybe you have to put your big boy pants on or your big girl pants on because it's a scary event or endeavor. We don't know, but each time I find that I step on stage, I have to find my voice a little bit for that particular group, that particular audience, that particular subject. So how do we do that? We're going to spell the word voice out, but we're going to go from the bottom up. From the bottom up. And again, I'm talking about each time we speak, we're finding that voice, finding our voice again for that particular message and that particular audience. So first, we want to be, the E is for elated, elated about your topic. Not just excited, not just enthusiastic, but I mean so elated that somebody needs to tie you down with duct tape because you just want to get up off that chair. You just want to, scream and holler. You are so excited to share that message. So elated, being so elated. It's like you're so elated to deliver that message that it gets you up in the morning. It propels you out of bed. How many of you are so elated about your business that it just gets you out of the bed in the morning? You jump out of bed and you're ready to go to work. How many really? Right? Yeah, some mornings I am too. Maybe not every morning. Today I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I woke up at 4:30 and I just laid there for another hour. So that's what we want our message to do, is just pop us out of our chair, pop us out of our house or our office and just jump into and go to deliver that message. So again, finding our voice, or to find your voice, we need to find that each time, especially if you're doing your signature talk that you give over and over and over. Sometimes some of the elation disappears a little bit. Wouldn't you agree? After you've done it so many times. So each time you give it, we have to find that again. We have to find that excitement, that enthusiasm, and become elated once again with our topic, with our story, with our, whatever we're training on in that particular speech. So elated about your topic each time you step on that stage. Now let's see, we're spelling voice and we're going from the bottom up if you're just joining us. Is that Renee or is it Jim? I'm not sure, since you're both here. I hope it's Dr. Renee. Well, and there's Philip. Hello, Philip. You got my message. Yay. Woo, 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 woo. I told Philip, you better get on these calls, right? Get back on my calls. So good to see you here. Good to see you here. All right. So the C, we're spelling out the word voice. We're going from the bottom up. I don't know where Jackie Phillips is today. Speaking of Philip, there she is. There she is. There's Jackie. Awesome. I wondered where you were today.
Sorry, I got stuck on the call.
Wondered where you were. Excellent. The C is for courage. The C is for courage for a cause. Courage for a cause. So we don't just speak to speak. If we truly want to find our voice, then it's the voice for a cause. It's easy to just go and talk about your business and go blah, 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 blah. But speak about something that you truly believe in and see if it doesn't get a little more challenging. Speak for a wrong that you want to make right, right? Speak out for bullying, speak out for injustice, speak out for animal abuse, whatever your deal is. You will see it's a much different speech than it is for your business. But I want you to bring that feeling, that voice when you're speaking your business, because your business, remember, will save somebody's life, their soul, or their business, whatever it is you do. I don't care if it's something you might think as simple as journaling, which is what Luana does. Luana teaches how to journal and heal. Healing through journaling. Is that not saving a life, which could be your own? Or mental health? Absolutely. So again, find your voice. I want you to speak for a cause and have the courage to step on stage and speak a cause. And it doesn't have to be the whole speech, all right? It could be part of the speech. So it could be a speech about your business. It could be a speech about real estate, but maybe the cause is to end homelessness. And for every house you sell, you donate 10% to the homeless shelters. I mean, it could be something like that. That's how you can mix what you do and your business, make money, and still help the world. And there's lots of people doing that. That's not anything new, but maybe it's new to you. Maybe it's new to your business. Right now, one of my missions, of course, is to bring God to more stages. That's my mission. Mine isn't for the homeless or any of that. We each have our own, but mine is to bring God to more stages in the secular world. That's what my cause is. So whatever you think your cause is, don't be afraid to bring it to stage. Have the courage to speak your cause. That's how you can really find that voice and be the voice of others. There's a scripture, I don't remember what it is now, but it says, speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. And that's one of my causes as well. Speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. So whatever your cause is, weave it inside of your speech. And don't be afraid to do that. Have that courage. The I is for interested in listening. Interested in listening. And that goes both ways. Is your speech interesting for your audience to listen to? Is it still interesting for you to listen to? Sometimes when we give our speeches over and over and over, they can get a little rusty, they can get a little dry, they can get a little mundane. But again, when we really find our voice, then everything is fresh and new each and every time that we deliver it. So keep it interesting. Check in with your audience if you need to. Check in with yourself if you need to. Bring, how to keep it interesting, bring new stuff every single time. Bring new data, bring new examples, bring new stories, bring some props, bring some new information, bring the latest trends. People love that. What is the latest trend in health? What is the latest trend in website design? What is the latest trend in whatever it is you do? What is that? Bring it, bring it. All right. The O is for opening of doors, opening of doors. Again, we're talking about finding your voice. Now, we're not talking about the kind of finding your voice that someone has never spoke and they've been silenced forever. We know those kind of people. We know that people help those kind of people. We're talking about each and every time you step on stage, you have to find your voice for that particular audience, for that particular stage, and for that particular time, right? Because no group is ever going to get together in that space in that time. Even now, this group is unique. Right now, the way we're all patterned up, the people that are on here, the energy that you're bringing is different than last week, and it will be different than next week. So savor the moments that you have with that audience. Don't be in your head thinking so much about your speech, but instead be in that zone where you're delivering the very, very best speech that you can possibly deliver, and be with them. So open those kind of doors for yourself and for other people to walk into. Opening the doors to, just building rapport. That's a good door open. Loving on your audience. That's a good door to open. Giving them great information, giving them you. What a great door to open. Let them in a little bit. Crack that door a little bit into your insights, into you and who you are. And I know for me, it took me years before I would crack open that door. Years. Why? Because I came out of corporate America. I was thumped in like a nice little sculpture. Whatever they wanted me to be, I was sculpted into that. Does anybody else know what I'm talking about? That came out of corporate. Yeah, you are sculpted, right? So it took me a long time to bust out of that and break out of it. And I did it a little at a time, right? Scratch the surface, and then break out of that.
So I have a quick question. So essentially you're saying to be more personable with your speech, to talk in such a way where you're making a heart-to-heart connection with the audience. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about opening the different doors. All right. So probably best to hold your questions. I really love them. But I don't know if you notice that when I speak, I'm in a zone. How many of you notice I'm in a zone?
Yes,
right? And when you ask a question, it breaks me out of the zone.
All right.
And it will break other people. So whenever it's a speech that you're listening to, it's not a conversation. It's a presentation. So you'll know when I'm having a conversation, because I'll let you in on it. You'll know. But when I'm in the zone or you're in the zone, you want to stay in the zone, because that's for who? Is it for me?
Right.
No, it's for you.
Right.
I'm in the zone for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not for me. I can get out and fine. Right? I don't know if I could get back track. I mean, I can, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can. I get what you're saying. It's perfectly clear. So I'll show.
No, and I love the questions. It's not to try to silence anybody at all. It's just observe when any speaker is in the zone, hold your question, and then ask them when they're out of the zone, because you will get a chance.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm teaching, I'm not in the zone. It's just like a conversation, right? And that's okay. You'll know. And I say this because you want to get in that zone. I want to be an example for you, because it's a lot more exciting and touchable. Do you feel like I'm coming through the screen and I'm touching you? I'm connecting with you when I'm in the zone a little bit more than if I'm just talking and chit-chat. Yeah. And in this world, that's what you want to strive to do, is to go through the screen and touch somebody's heart that you can't physically touch. That's our goal as speakers now in this room, in this world. And we're going to be here for a while, and there's going to be a combination. So don't ever think it's going to go away. I've had people that have not come to networking meetings because they're waiting for us to go live again. They're waiting. A year and a half has gone by. One of them I had invited to come and speak on a stage. She's like, oh, I don't know Zoom. You don't know Zoom? Where have you been for a year and a half? Waiting. None of us can wait. The world is speeding up. It is not slowing down.
Yeah.
It's moving forward faster than we can even hardly keep up. Zoom now has changed even and gotten better. And now we've got the immersion rooms, and soon we're going to have breakout rooms and webinars. You got to keep up. Public speaking has changed, and that's why you come every week, so you can keep up with the trends, because everybody's hauling butt, right? They're going Zoom, right? They didn't call Zoom for no reason, right? It's zooming. We're zooming. So keep up, keep coming, because I share what's the latest trends, but all of you have the latest trends. I'd love to hear latest trends in health and in food and financial fitness and Philip does computer stuff, and he's got programs. Hi, Jean. I thought you should be here. Jean has a speech called Finding Your Voice. So let me see if I can get back on track now. All right. So hold your questions, and then we'll answer them. We're going to go around the room, and you get to spend some time with me. All right. So coming back to opening doors, I'll try to explain it a little bit better, Virginia. But it's like find your voice, opening the doors. It's opening the door for that particular speech, for that particular audience, whatever it is they need. Now, I know, Virginia, you're very intuitive. A lot of people here are very intuitive, and a lot of us, get messages from God or the universe or whatever you want to call it for you. But if we can, in our speech, be open that door for our own intuitiveness. And now, I myself, being a Christian, I always ask for a shot of the Holy Spirit, but you might ask for something else, maybe a shot of rum. I don't know. Whatever it is you need before you step out on that stage. But, I always ask for a shot of the Holy Spirit, and to make sure I can deliver my very, very best to you, and that everybody's ears will be open and that their hearts will be open, so that you will get whatever you're supposed to get from the message, right? And that's all we can do as speakers. So that's the door I'm talking about. There's doors after doors after doors after doors. It can be a ripple effect that once you open one door, I got chills, that others open, right? Just like I said, my example of when I was in corporate America, and they sculpted me to be just this corporate doll. I'm going to say, with my little briefcase, I had my Toomey briefcase, I had my BMW. I was so corporate, right? I had my suits, and, it was like you walked and you did the talk, and that was okay. And that's what I needed to do and who I needed to be then. But it's time to break through that. And it took me a little while, opening a door a crack and then opening a crack. Now it's wide open. I'm coming here going, and being goofy, right? Now this might be, the basement might be even open. I'm not sure. But whatever it is for you, expand and open doors. Open your own doors, and then you'll open the doors for your audience. Open doors for them so that they could think and see different possibilities. Open the door of hope for them so that they can have hope, that they can have better health, that they can have better finances, that they can have, a home again and get out of debt. Whatever your specialty is, that's the door you're opening, the door of hope, or one of the many doors that you're opening is that door of hope, that door that they come in and they feel better after they heard you than before they came in, because you gave them that hope, you gave them faith, you gave them encouragement, you gave them a solution to their problem. That's what our job is. And that's how we find our voice, when we deliver that. And the V, we're going from the bottom up. The V stands for vulnerability of self. And you know, this is why I left this last, because it's all almost in order. You have to be elated. You have to have the courage. You have to, of course, develop a talk that's interesting to listen to. Then you can open the doors, and then you can be vulnerable. Vulnerability of self, meaning you're totally vulnerable. And I don't mean you have to say bad things about yourself or skeletons. I'm never talking about that. But I am talking about how you are real and who you really are. You're comfortable in your own skin. You're confident in your own skin. You're developing your message. You're delivering your message. And that takes time. If you're not ready to be totally vulnerable right now, that's okay. I get it. It took me years, right? I've been on the stage, 30 years, but 17 of it outside of corporate America. It takes a while. It didn't take me that long to be vulnerable, but I'm getting more vulnerable every single day. I'm getting more vulnerable with you every single week. It takes time. That's why stage time is so important. And I want all of you to make sure that you are speaking somewhere every single week, whether you're putting on your own events or whether or not you're doing interviews with podcasts or you're a guest speaker at somebody's event. We have to start being assertive and asking for those speaking engagements. Don't think for a minute they will come to you automatically. Some will, but very, very few. Remember, there's key ways to get speaking engagements. One of them is make sure you're telling everybody you're a speaker. CJ did this, and it opened a lot of doors for him for speaking engagements. Another thing you can do that I have been doing is I got together with one of my speaker friends, and once every 2 weeks we get together just for 30 minutes on the phone because we're both zoomed out, and we talk about different places she's speaking, different places I'm speaking, and we do introductions and referrals back and forth. Just introduction. Hey, so-and-so is doing a summit. Great, make me an introduction. Hey, so-and-so is doing a podcast. Great, make me an introduction. And I've never been busier. And she has some really, really good connections. And she's connected me with a couple of people that are even on my Limitless Summit, which I'll talk to you about in a little bit. I mean, just really well connected. Find someone to connect with. Now, how do you do that? Well, tomorrow I'm having the Powerful Influencer Network. How many of you have gone to that? All right, so it's a network meeting from 8 to 9. I open my Rolodex, ladies and gentlemen, of my whole Rolodex, and people that come, we look for power partners, just like I have my power partner. You need help to get those speaking engagements and to have other doors opened for you. This isn't like a regular networking meeting. Don't come planning on doing chit chat because I don't go there. This is where you specifically go, you set your intention, you tell people you tell yourself, what is it that you need? See, the problem with people and why they don't have more of what they want, because they are too busy talking about what they don't want. Amen? Oh, I don't want this to happen. I don't want that to happen. Quit it. Talk about what it is you do want. I want more speaking engagements. Great. How many more do you want? I want to speak 5 times a week. Great. Now you can go and tell somebody, hey, I want to speak 5 times a week. Do you know anybody hiring speakers? Right? Do you know CJ has a group? You know that? You could speak for 8 minutes at his group. How do I know? Because I've done it. There's people in this room. I don't know if Deidre Miller's still doing it, but she has an Access to Expert podcast. I mean, there's people in this room that could help you. Erlene could help you. She's doing virtual events. She's out there on the front line where people are putting on events. So there's people in this room that you don't even know about that could be helping you because you haven't set the intention of what it is you want. So tomorrow, if you come, and CJ, if you'll put the registration link, that'd be awesome. It's 1 hour. It's free. You come in and you meet people. We do two breakout sessions, and the whole premise is not to sell them your stuff, but it's to find someone that you could partner with powerfully that could get you what you want. You know, I don't know who said this, if it's Mark Victor Hansen or somebody else, but maybe it was Bob Proctor. I don't know. But they said that it's whatever it is you want, there's someone else's desire to give you what you want. It's like their job. Have you ever heard of that? I'm paraphrasing it, but who said that? Does anybody know? Gloria, do you know? Alice, do you know? I don't know who it was, if it's Bob Proctor.
It's Bob Proctor, and it's in the book, The Secret.
There you go. Margaret, you had your hand up?
I heard the quote, what you seek is seeking you.
Beautiful. What you seek is seeking you. Is that a Bible verse? It sounds like a Bible verse.
I actually don't know where that came from, but I've heard it in yoga classes.
I love it. Well, seek and you shall find, right, is a Bible verse. But the key here is you've got to hang around those kind of people, real powerful influencers, and make connections, because where two or more come together creates a mastermind, right? Two or more come together creates that third mind. And that is the master of everything. And now myself and this woman that I talk to every other week or every month, I mean, we're just going to town. Both of us have more speaking engagements. Both of us, not just me, not just her. It's equal, because the intentions are equal and it's equal. So enough. I don't mean to sound like I'm preaching. I apologize. But reach out to people. But that's one opportunity for you. All right. So let me go over it really quickly again. So we spelled out voice. Find your voice, and you need to find it for every single speech that you do. This isn't about finding a lost voice or anything. It's about you as a speaker. Each speech, you find your voice, and it's in this order. So how do you find that voice? You have to be elated about your topic. It's got to propel you up out of bed. It's got to be so exciting. You got to like be on your hands and knees. Can't wait to deliver it. It's not a casual delivery. It's I can't wait, right? I can't wait to deliver it. The C is to have courage to speak your cause, even if your cause is not your business. Have the courage to speak your cause. I interested in listening. You listening and your audience listening. The O is for opening up doors, and the B is vulnerability of self. You have to be real and be willing to be vulnerable. And again, that is a measure of how comfortable you are. The more you speak, the more comfortable you will get at being the totally 100% real you. Because some of you, there's a speaker you, and then there's the real you. Is that true or true? There's the speaker you, and then the real you. I know, I've done it for years, right? And I could tell. I can tell when you go in the speaker mode. You can tell when I go in the speaker mode, right? Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. But don't worry about it. It'll take time. All right. So hello, Jean. Jean's here too. Another Jean is here. Great. Welcome. All right. So we're going to go around the room, and now you can ask any question you like, or just make comments. You make comments about how you became vulnerable, how you opened doors, or any of what we talked about here today. All right. So we're going to start with Virginia, because Virginia, really had an important question. So Virginia, can you come in though, the room?
I'm here.
Can you come in with your video on?
No,
Why not?
because I look very scary at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. I looked scary yesterday. Monday's my workout day, and so I don't put on my eyelashes or anything. So I know what you mean. Okay.
The dog looks at me and he runs away. So
Go ahead and ask your question.
okay, so I think I'm clear now. I get what you mean by open doors. It's about making them feel better than when they walked into the room, and giving them hope and faith. And so vulnerability of self, I that kind of like went over my head. I don't know.
Well, just, okay.
And
So
then blended in with everything else, and I just
all
didn't.
right. So let me explain one thing to you in using acronyms. And again, you know, as you know, I'm the acronym queen. I've never seen anybody use it as much as I do. But except for my students, I'll identify my students. They'll be out there using them, right, Jason? Well, all of you are my students, but now you'll be using them. But when you do a one-word acronym, like if I just said vulnerability or opening or whatever, then you have to do it all the way through, consistency.
Right.
I wanted my C to be courage for a cause. I didn't want to just say cause, and I didn't just want to say courage. I wanted it to be courage for a cause, because that's the feeling, that's the meaning. So now I had to make them all two or about three, and I have one that's a 4, but about 3 words. So they would match and be consistent. So I came up with vulnerability of self. Really, it's redundant. It's the same thing.
Right.
Vulnerability. Of course, it's of self. Do you see what I mean? But I did that for the words. So never do an acronym and have vulnerability and then have courage for a cause. They don't go together. So if you're going to have some sentence, you have to have a sentence for all of them. Or that's my rules. I mean, that's the Arvee Robinson way. You know, obviously you can do what you want, but just from years of
Vulnerability of self is kind of like the umbrella sentence for everything else that's under it. Oh,
no, these are in a way
not-
steps. You've got to have them all to find your voice. So being vulnerable, not being afraid to share your maybe something personal in your professional story. Maybe you're a millionaire. You lost the millions. You did something stupid. You lost it, and now you've gained it back. I mean, that's being vulnerable, is when you go and say, hey, I made a mistake. I goofed up. I messed up. And I mess up all the time. But I correct it, own it, and I don't do it again. That's how you do it.
Okay, so it's
And
about.
we're all going to make boo-boos,
Yeah.
right? We're not perfect.
Right. It's about just being you and showing them the real side of you.
Right. Just not being afraid to mess up, goof up, or and say it. I'm not saying you want to stand up and cry. We've had that conversation. You don't want to do that on stage. You hold back the tears. That makes your audience cry. That's who we want crying, not us.
Yeah.
That's not vulnerability that I mean. Okay, Virginia. So let's move on. Virginia, any other questions? We'll do it on our coaching session tomorrow or Friday. Okay. All right. I really want you clear on this. All right, let's go. Let's go. I'm going to go from the bottom. Anybody have to leave before we get done? Good. Good. Okay, let's go to Clemmy then, and we'll go to Jean.
Yeah, hi. I'm really glad that that thing that you said about what you seek is seeking you. Last weekend, my friend's son is going to be helping me, and he's like the perfect person. I've been wanting him for years, and finally they're now my neighbors. So now it's actually going to happen starting tomorrow. And what's really cool is not only did I find out that like I knew he got me and I knew he understood the issues, but his personal goals in his life, which I didn't know, exactly sync up with what I need. Like in other words, it's like 3 levels deep of my like master wish list, and he's already exactly there. So I'm just over the moon.
Awesome. Good. Okay, so I don't know if you got a chance to put it in, CJ, but I just put in the link for tomorrow morning. If you truly want to join me and meet your next power partner, then there you go. Thank you. Then go ahead and register for that.
What time is that tomorrow?
1 hour once a month. That's
At
all.
what time? What time of day?
8 o'clock Pacific. So 8 o'clock.
Oh, early. Okay, great.
8 to 9, and we're done.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. So thank you, Clemmy. All right, let's go to Jean in Iowa, who has to run away. Jean in Iowa.
Hi, I just have to leave at 7. So, but I want to say hi, and I love this topic.
Yeah, you do. Ah,
Yeah. And actually, I'll be talking about it this week in our Christian Writers Workshop. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I'll be talking about how to get out of your own way and God's way. And so that's going to be part of what I talk about. I think that finding your voice is hard for introverts, because you have sometimes, I think, a little more resistance that bubbles up, that holds you back. And so it takes, sometimes I talk about embracing my inner extrovert. But the more I listen to speakers, the more, I mean, even people that speak a lot, they can be nervous, but they fight through that nervousness and turn the fear into excitement, and then use it that way.
absolutely.
Yourself doing that.
Absolutely. And it isn't hard for an introvert. You just tell yourself that, so you've made it come true. Okay. You want to change your life, change your language. Right?
I'm
So-
sorry, there was a car. Change your lingo.
and
you said?
You've probably put the label on yourself also. I am an introvert. Of course you are, because you just said it. We believe you. So instead, just say, I'm a speaker. I'm a speaker. I'm a great speaker. I'm the best speaker. Anytime that little introvert stuff pops up, I'm a speaker. You don't have to say I'm an extrovert, because your mind might not believe it, but just replace it with, I'm a speaker. Who cares? It's like, introvert, what's that? I don't even know what that is. I'm a speaker. And I'm a pretty darn good one at that. Right?
Yeah.
Jean, go ahead and put your link in the chat. She's done this workshop for a long time. And it's a writer's workshop, Christian writer's workshop. And I got the opportunity to speak at it one year before Zoom. So what we had to do is I did my speech on the phone, and she put the phone in front of a microphone or something, so people could see me or hear me anyway. But you know what? Whatever needs to do, whatever we need to do, we did. But I was supposed to fly out there, and my husband had some challenges, so I couldn't leave him. But we figured out a way. So it was a lot of fun. But now we could do Zooming, right? You're Zooming the whole thing, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. So this might be her last year Zooming. So if you think you might want to go to something like that, grab it now, because again, they have a great place that they hold this at normally. And I'm sure that when things open up there, you'll probably go back to the live setting. So this isn't a forever opportunity. Nothing is.
Yeah. And actually, next year is going to be our last year, at least Sue and I, it's going to be our last year putting it on. And we're going to try to go out with a bang in the 20th year with a big in-person workshop again. So
20 years.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So as Arvee said, this will be probably the last time it would be remote.
Yeah. Okay, great. So go ahead and put your link in there if you haven't already. There it is. Okay, great. Okay, let's go. Let me just go back around because I'm losing my place. All right, let's go to CJ, and then I'm going to call you in the order that you came in.
Hello. Excellent class today. I took so many notes from today's lesson. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm happy to post that in the Facebook group. I'll also include a link right now to the Facebook group, Passionately Speaking. If you're not a member there, please do join us there. And I want to tell you what I just shared there right before I jumped on the call today. And that is what I did 2 weeks ago after this class. For those that were there, you remember that Arvee taught us her 1-minute formula. So at the very end of the class, as soon as we hung up the call here, I recorded myself doing that 1-minute formula as a video. And then just this last weekend, I took that recording and I created a YouTube video out of it. So I just released that this weekend, and I just put it in the Passionately Speaking group, so you can go check it out.
Awesome. I can't wait to check it out. All right. And again, if you missed that class, they're all recorded and they're put up on a site called Passionately Speaking. So make sure you go and get those recordings. Yeah, it used to be just the audio, but now all the recordings are going up. So that's really exciting. So the other thing that CJ's cooking up, or not CJ's cooking up, I'm cooking up and CJ's a part of it, and Dr. Renee is a part of it, is an event that's next Wednesday called Limitless Success Summit. How many people are going to that? Come, yeah, good. Okay. It's a full day event, and I want to encourage all of you to come. I've invited 18, including myself, CJ and Dr. Renee, Eric, DC Cordova. I mean, you name it, a whole big lineup of great speakers that are going to share their best success secrets. We've got people from talking about LinkedIn and sales, and Mobile Mary is coming. And I mean, just a great lineup of speakers from 9 until 5. You don't want to miss it. I'm never doing this again, right? I'm only doing this now because we're remote, and I can, because then I could get speakers from all over the world. And there's some that are coming in from like Shay is in Washington. I mean, these are fabulous people that I've shared the stage with, that I love, that I adore what they do. There's nobody on my stage that I don't love and adore, or that I've shared the stage with. So come out, meet some really cool people, and you know, and it's free. What am I saying? It's free. All right. So Limitless Success Summit. It's in the chat. All right. So don't forget, go. I'm not doing this again. I can promise you, it's a lot of work. I haven't done a multi-speaker event in probably 16 years. Right. And that's because it's a lot of work. You know, it's easier just for me to put on my own and do the whole day. It's much easier than trying to organize and coordinate and all the speakers' times and all that. So I did it, and it's going to be awesome. And CJ is our DJ. So there's going to be fun, and there's going to be music. We're going to have a scavenger hunt. We're going to have a panel. As a matter of fact, Jason, I want you on my panel. Right? Jackie, I want you on my panel. Jean, I want you on the speaker on my panel. All right. And anybody else who feels like they are going to come, they've gone through my training, like my 2-day Create Your Speech in a Weekend training. I will be selling that there. Let me know, and you can be on the speaker panel. All right. It'll be in the afternoon. So just put it in the chat right now, and I'll reach out to you. Okay, so that'll be, what time will that be, Arvee? You're asking me. Let me see. Let me check, because I have my schedule. I've got it all scheduled. That'll be around 3:30 Pacific time. But I will want you there for you know, part of the day, so you can just kind of get a feel. I mean, as a speaker, we never want to just go to where our speaking time is. I know a lot of speakers have a habit of that. Very bad habit. Why? Because you don't get the feel of the event, the momentum of the event. I love to go, maybe, you know, most of the time I go all day, but if I don't, I try to go for several hours so that I can repeat something and honor somebody that have said something, another speaker in the room. Oh, Philip said, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I agree with him. You know, Corey said blah, 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 blah. And it's a way to connect and just be a part of the whole community. Remember, in some of these lessons, we've learned how to build community with your audience. How many of you remember building community with your audience, right? Well, that's all. As a speaker, you've got to build community with your audience. Well, how can you do it if you blow in and blow out? You can't, right? So come be hanging around for a while and just get the lay of the land. Okay, so enough said for that. Thank you, CJ. All right, let's go to Erlene. Earlene.
I was getting registered, so
Oh, good. Yay.
I love the acronym and all of the various points you made. One of the ones that stood out was interested in listening. Is it interested listening? And that is it interesting for your audience as well as it interesting for me?
Right.
And it brought about the question of just stepping into it as how can I best serve my audience?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the thing that just brought to mind as the reminder of as you're there, making sure you're stepping into that place of service.
Beautiful. Good. Well said. Well said. Excellent. All right, Alice, let's go to you in New York. Alice in Brooklyn.
Hi, everyone. Well, I really love set the intention of what you want, because I dreamt that last night, the exact words. So it pervades everything you said this evening. You know, knock, it shall open. You know, ask, it shall be given. You know, so that's like the umbrella. So I really love that. And I'm going to incorporate that a lot more in my speeches that I haven't given yet.
Okay, well, good, but you're ready. One thing about Alice, I was doing an event, Habitats for Humanity, and it was called Home Sweet Home, and she attended, and we were running ahead of schedule. I needed to fill some time, so I called her up on the phone and said, "Hey, Alice, you want to speak today?" She's like, "When?" I'm like, "Right now." And she rose to the occasion. I mean, that's a speaker for you. That's a speaker, right? So always remember and be always grateful for you stepping up.
And thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah. You didn't even have time to get nervous, right?
Not even to get dressed.
That's good. Well, always be ready, especially when you attend my events. And Jason knows this, right, Jason? And Dr. Renee knows this, because I could at any moment call on you, especially if you've worked with me, because I know you're ready, always ready and ready always. So come dressed, please. I can't fix that.
I had a jacket in the closet, so that fixed it.
Okay, good. Excellent. All right. Thanks, Alice. All right, let's go to Corey.
Hey, so yeah, I enjoyed that. One thing, my wife was actually Jill Lublin's social media person for several years. So
I love it. I love Jill.
Just a few miles from us.
Yeah. Jill's my power partner.
Yeah, I saw she's on the list. I've been spreading that out too to Gail so that she would let her people know, because there's some people who follow her. Yeah, one of the reasons I joined your mastermind is the passionately speaking, because it's something that I've been teaching for years in my programs and connecting people with what we call their emotionally charged connection. And when they connect with that, then it becomes, helps them center on stage. And so that's kind of why I joined with you instead of some of the other programs that were being promoted at the NSA, where I felt it felt a little more formulaic.
Great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Let's go to Margaret, Chef Margaret.
Thank you. Yes, well, and thank you, Corey, because Corey's the one who invited me to your original workshop, and I'm really grateful because this is really helping me. I also belong to a Toastmasters club, and that meets online. They're actually in Santa Barbara, and I gave a talk last week, and it was probably one of the best ones I've ever given. And it just felt so good. And what I often do, because often there's kind of a preamble before you give your presentation. There's a topic that comes up or something like that. And I try to use that sort of as an introduction and to get people's attention right away. And I find, that gets people start listening when you say, "Oh, so-and-so just mentioned whatever," and you just kind of roll that into the talk. And then it just flows more easily as well. Anyway, that's my 5 cents worth this week.
All right. Great. Thank you so much, Margaret. We're going to switch real quick, Jason, over to Dr. Love. I think she's got to go a little bit. So Dr. Renee,
Hi, Arvee.
next.
Oh, this is an excellent presentation. I'm so excited about next week, Wednesday. We're so, my husband Jim is also speaking, and we're just overjoyed and we're so blessed and favored, and we're so grateful that you chose us, and CJ's on the panel too. We're so excited, and hope everybody can definitely register. I know Erlene also from another group, and I'm glad she's going to be in part of the audience, and this is going to be a really exciting day. And yes, be committed to be there for the whole day from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock Pacific, and be there and have your food already ready. Buy it on Tuesday so that you go to the refrigerator, have your salad or lettuce or whatever already chopped up, clean, or whatever it is, heat it up, your regular food, to put it in the microwave, and then have your food ready. So you don't have to go any place or think, what do I have to do now? You know, and you just have everything prepared. And then again, Arvee will start right after lunch. And so I always make sure if Arvee's doing an event, I make sure I have my refrigerator stocked full of food. And so I'm always ready to go. And
Amen.
on time from the breaks.
Yeah, have your sandwich or salad or whatever just ready so you don't miss anything. Actually, we're going to do something special at the lunch break, and CJ is going to run it. And I haven't even told him about it yet. We're going to talk on Thursday. But we're going to do something very, very special during that time so we don't lose momentum of people leaving and trying to get back into the event. So we're going to keep you into the event. So bring your lunch with you. We're going to have lunch and learn. Okay.
That's good. Thank you, Arvee.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Renee. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to Jason. I hope you can come.
I have some challenges with that between my training schedule and also a team management and leadership program I'm enrolled in, which is very significant at this time because I'm preparing to relaunch the campaign against student loan debt. And I have 100 schools lined up. And the recording from either last week or 2 weeks ago, where we, as CJ mentioned this, the 1 minute speech, the 1 minute and the 5 minute speeches are really coming into play, and things that I will test out amongst my coaches, because this will be very significant as where I'm looking to create a team where we're reaching out by video to 100 schools and really reintroduce what the climate is like for students to getting back into higher education and how they can finance it. But I want to more importantly bring up 3 points out of today's call. The first two, was the I, the interested in listening, and the V, in vulnerability of self. I have really discovered that this year, throughout all my years with you, Arvee, about how important the value of listening is to a conversation as well as in a presentation. And I can't really stress enough about how big that is. How much I've learned about it in this time when we're on Zoom, how listening has really transformed everything in my conversation and in my business. And so those 2 points that you mentioned, this is definitely going to be another recording to refer back to in your archives that I'll be, downloading and definitely taking more notes on. But the last thing I wanted to really emphasize, and I'm not sure if everybody caught this, but it pertains back to listening. And that is, I love the way how Arvee mixed up the order in the acronyms. I think it's a big secret to using acronyms by reversing the order or mixing the order. And the main reason that I've discovered is that it helps me listen more into the content. I more so have a conversation going in my mind. What does the O stand for? What does the I stand for when the order is mixed up? And it also somehow, the content that you shared, it resonates more. So I have found that to be a big secret as being your student, to use acronyms in my presentations. So this is totally exceptional. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good job. You got it. Good job. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to set the intention that you're going to be able to come, at least for the panel. So something is going to happen. Some scheduling is going to be cleared, and I will see you.
I'll be in conversation with you, I promise, so we can work that out. Let me see what I can do, and I promise you, let's work that out.
You've never missed one event that I've done in 17 years.
Enough
Right?
said.
Never have.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Amazing.
Jean, do you have to go, Jean? Okay. Well, see,
Bye.
I'm surprised you're here when your event is like this weekend. So let's give it up for Jean for coming, even though she's got a lot to do to get ready for her event. So thank you. Mwah. Let's blow kisses. Mwah.
Bye.
Thank you, Jean. Good luck with you this weekend.
Well, I'm using your formula, so.
Then you got this. Then you got this.
It's always.
You are a speaker. Darn good one at that.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, excellent. All right, thank you, Jason. Okay, we could talk later. All right, let's go to Gloria.
Hello, another awesome presentation again. Just
Thank you.
wonderful nuggets you're dropping. And I just wanted to add that you're right about how important it is to say that you're a speaker, because I am actively pursuing, like I'm looking for opportunities on podcasts and things, but I recently updated my LinkedIn profile again, and I specifically put in there like keynote speaker. And then someone reached out to me today about a podcast interview opportunity. So you never know how things will come out, and I think it is important to just keep saying that. And I loved when she was just on, because it's like, yeah, you don't have to claim that you're an introvert. Just claim that you're a speaker. Sure, you might act introverted sometimes, and that's okay, but you don't have to say you're an introvert, because I do like to, recharge and quiet, and that's a, definite something that introverts like to do. But I think I've become more of an extroverted introvert. So because I do like to speak. I like to be in the limelight.
Good, excellent. That's how we change lives, right?
Absolutely.
That's how we change lives. We can't do it behind, some people can do it behind the scenes, but most of us can't. So good job. All right, let's get to Cheryl. Cheryl, I saw your daughter in the background a few minutes ago.
Yes, Arvee, I just really want to express that I am just in awe of the Lord, because with you, I can really see that I'm in the place that God would have me in. You just so happen, everybody's on this call, but you are so speaking into my life at such a time as this. This was exactly what I needed. Exactly when you just don't really know. And it's amazing what you speak about. It's everything to me, just everything. That's literally how the Lord uses his vessels. Anyway, he knows what I need. And I really need you in my life right now. And I'm so grateful. When you came and I was just learning about what oh, by the way, I'm signed up for the summit. Look at God. That's why I was on here, because I would have forgot. And soon as I went, I know when I'm supposed to. You didn't let me forget that. You didn't let me not register. But what if I missed a call today? I would have forgot, So I just feel like I'm really in the place of God for my life. And I really want to honor you for being obedient. I really even feel that you're tremendously led by God, else you could not be that so much. You're really helping me the way that you are now. So I really just applaud you for being sensitive to the Spirit and being obedient to the Spirit. And I'm just so grateful that I'm in the place of God right now.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, let's give her a big hand. That's being vulnerable. All right. That's an example of vulnerability right there. Just really sharing what she's really feeling from the heart, the soul, the gut, whatever you want to call it. So thank you, Cheryl, for that. Thank you. All right, let's go to Philip. Hello, Philip.
Hi, Arvee. Thank you for the whooping on the on the text that woke me up.
I gave him a text whooping.
Yeah.
I was gentle.
Yeah, but all I gotta do is look at it and I get another spanking. So, okay. But I'm very glad that you reminded me about coming back on here. I've been allowing projects and different things to take away what I'm really supposed to do. I love public speaking. I love making an impact in people's life. And sometimes you could get so wrapped up in so many other things and forget about what is your assignment for you to do. What is your purpose? So I'm back and I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to get back out there.
Good.
And it's something that makes me happy. I enjoy it. I really enjoy talking to people and making a difference, making an impact, adding value. And that is the greatest thing that I say my kids are following that same footsteps too. So. And the biggest story I have is my son, who is high functioning autistic, because of me, because being part of Toastmasters, also part of your group, he was able to write speeches at his graduation. When he graduated from middle school, he became an honor roll student in high school. He's doing so well. He's speaking clearly. I tell you this, I have a story for him, but he has a story himself. So I want to get involved in public speaking as well, because he can touch a lot of guys and a lot of kids that are, experiencing autism at an adult age.
Wow, that's impressive. Let's give Philip a big hand for that. Wow. See, oftentimes, we make such an impression on people around us, and a lot of times we don't even know, the impression or the value or the change that we've made. You're with your son so you can see it, but imagine having that kind of effect on people as you go through your speaking journey. And you may never know. And I've shared that story about a couple stories about impacts that I have found out that I made, but I might not have found them out. Most of the time we're making an impact and we don't even know it. Just trust that you are, all of you, with your words. You're making an impact with your words more than you ever know. That's why we have to find our voice. That's why we have to get our voice out there. That's why we have to do all of these things, because we're making an impact. We're not doing it. It's like when you give a gift, you're not giving a gift to get a thank you card or even a thank you. You're giving a gift because you want to give a gift. Same with the speech. The speech is a gift. We're going to give it. It's not the universe's duty to tell us who we impact. It's our duty to give the gift. And so that's what you're ready to do. So don't let anything interfere with this class. This is your time for you to get not only training, but for you to get camaraderie and build community with other speakers. And as you hear them, there might be some services you want, or you might say, hey, I know I could, as they learn more about you, I know an event that you should speak at or whatever. All right. I met Philip at a Christian coaching group, as a matter of fact, years ago. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Awaken.
Awaken.
Yeah, I got my certification from them.
There you go.
Yeah,
Good.
so I'm certified Christian life coach now.
Yay, but that's not what you're doing.
No.
That's another story. But anyway, schedule this 4 o'clock like all of you are. And like Deidre didn't miss any meetings till she went to Florida for 5, 6, 7 years. Right? Even when we're on the phone. And same with CJ. CJ, I think, missed one where he took a vacation with his family. I told him it wasn't allowed, but so, make it an effort, and you'll see everybody will be, coming back. Jean's been coming. Jackie's been coming. Now Cheryl's been coming. All of you have been coming. So keep coming back. Now Philip will be back. So let's all welcome Philip back. Woo! Yay. All right. So let's go to Benita. Benita, you're all hooked up with your cool whatever you call them. What are they called? Headsets? Headphones.
Yeah. I've had a sleepless night. I don't know if you saw in the news that Southwest grounded all their airplanes last night due to a software malfunction.
No.
Even the planes in the air had to land and people were on tarmac, and I was in Denver Air for airport. My 10:30 flight, I ended up getting home about 7:30 this morning.
Oh my goodness sakes.
And none of the luggage was on our plane because the pilots were going to time out in 10 minutes. So they didn't put any luggage on. And it took 2 hours to stand in line and fill out the form to get the badge. So I'm pretty exhausted today, but I did a studio filming with some puppets Saturday as part of a program I was in, a speakers academy that I graduated over a year from, but because of COVID, the studio part didn't happen. So that was good. I think it went okay. We didn't, for some reason, he didn't do full body. He only did the waist up. And so I've got to figure out now, get some full body and also get someone to edit, put it together, a speaker sizzle reel.
So that's why you were in Colorado for the filming?
Yeah, a couple of reasons. I also have a house out there. It was in a flood and I was at a board meeting, town board for that. So I got them, I got it scheduled around that. But
Okay, well, good. Creating content. That's excellent. Good job for that. All right, let's
do
get
you
it.
have any editor suggestions for editing people, anyone to make a sizzle reel? I'm interested.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. All right, we'll just have a few more before we go. Jackie. Yay.
Here's Arvee. I just want to say thank you. I said this to you in an email today, but I have just done so many different things this year that I never would have even thought of doing before being in this time with everybody. And that's been really exciting. I was on a radio show this week and that was like, what? I didn't even know they had radio shows anymore. So that was a lot of fun. I just did a 7-minute segment and actually asked a friend for a referral and he's the one that hooked me up with that. So all worked well. And I love today's topic because my best friend said to me, she read both my books and she said, you know, Jackie, on your second book, I really think you found your voice. So that resonated with me today because hopefully I have found my voice in that second book. So thank you, Arvee. Appreciate all you do. And it's great to be on this call.
Beautiful. Well, the first one you wrote for you and the second one you wrote for who?
For the Lord.
Amen.
Because I felt like he was asking me to write it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And talk about being vulnerable. Read Jackie's second book. She's very vulnerable. It's like an open book in that book. Right? Good job. All right. Deidre Miller, back from Florida and being bi-coastal. Welcome back.
Yeah, just California now. We moved all out of Florida. But, yay. I do actually have a podcast coming up. I'm talking with Sandra Hicks Olson on Friday next week, and how a mentor can get that title exactly right. Oh, I missed it. How a mentor can help influence your life, basically, is what it is. So it'll be a really interesting discussion. And I will post it here after we record it, and or on the Facebook group, I mean, so that you all can take a listen. And I'm looking for people who want to be a guest on my podcast who can talk about business and help people enhance their business and their lives. So let me know if you want to talk about that.
All right, reach out to, Deidre, why don't you put your information in the chat so that people can get it, and you know, they can contact you, email you directly. All right.
Great.
I mean, that's a great offer, everyone. Everyone in here could be on her podcast about business, even if it's health, Jackie, right? Jackie, you have to be healthy if you want to have a business. You have to eat right if you want to, you know, be productive.
I just wrote it down.
Amen. All right. Good, 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 good. All right, let's go. We're almost done. Let's go to Jean Reese in Fontana. Jean has a book coming out too that was inspired by Jackie's second book. See how strong this community really is, right? So tell us a little bit about what you're doing in your book and how people can go and see that. We can't hear you. You're muted. If I had a nickel, I'd be a millionaire for every time I said you're muted. All of us would be, right?
Oh my goodness, just talking up a storm.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I was MC, which you have to use your voice there. Believe it or not, they're not doing formal speaking, but I did my 1 minute. I had to learn know what I did that was for business women. So I got a chance to say a little bit about what I do for business women and told them I didn't have anything to give them. I'm telling you that, but I did tell them to meet me at the table at the rear, and I had a sign-up sheet, and one lady, I got a chance to do a connection with her. She got 4 or 5 plans, which was extreme, and she's really excited, maybe even about joining business and partnering with me.
Hey,
But
Jean,
we had some,
hey, Jean, do you have the
yes.
TV on?
Oh, can you mute that, James? Bring that down. So. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries. I muted everybody else and I could still hear it. So go ahead. It's just so we can hear you better. That's
all the way
perfect.
down.
Just for a
down.
couple minutes.
Okay, so anyway, I'm trying to talk over it. Everybody here probably knows by now I'm a caregiver of 2, not 1, but I do the best I can. And that is why, Deidre, I'd like to be a part of your podcast as well. I did that 1 minute formula helped me to open up and greet everyone. I remember quite a bit from the trainings to connect with the audience, and I had them so excited. And even though I was just the MC, I want to say just, but it was a privilege, an honor for her to have given me that platform because she had never used an MC before. And everyone told me, you are so dynamic. We're so, what else do you do? I went, oh, okay. Well, I am a speaker too. But anyway, yes, and being vulnerable is what I do. I'm just me, and I don't have a lot of filters. And I think it's refreshing to some people and it's intimidating to others, and others might think I'm crazy, but I just do me. And when I was up there, I introduced Miss Dynamic Jewel Diamond Taylor, and she's spoken all over the world and whatever, and she was there, and I had her dancing up to the podium, and they put on something that was just a good beat, and I came out to her and greeted her, and she came up, and after she started, in the middle of her speech, she says, this is something I've never done, was to dance. Always had one type of posture, if you will. And she says, I've never done that. And everybody, I said, but didn't she get down? Everyone was clapping, but it just sort of opened it up, and I kept liked, because coming out of this pandemic, a lot of people are just kind of stoic. And after having cautious. Yeah, and very much so, about how they move through during their business and their, whatever, but they got a chance to laugh and talk and act almost normal.
Yeah. That sounds great, Jean. We're gonna have to move on because it's late. It's 60.
Thanks so much for always having me, even though I'm late most times. Okay.
It's all good. So Jean takes care of her mother, who's 90 something, and her husband, who's 80 something, right? And of course, she's 40 something.
25.
All right, let's go to Luana. Good to see you, Jean. Let's go to Luana. Luana, are you there? Are you hiding still?
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry about that.
It's all good. Any comments you want to make and close it off?
There I am.
There you are. How pretty your
There I am.
Look at you.
Well, first of all, I have to say I am so grateful that I met you last year for your $1 Million Summit, because it just seems like I've had nothing but good things happening ever since then.
Oh, good.
And I really enjoyed your acronym voice. And I'm going to take a moment to do a little bit of bragging because Saturday I did 4 speeches in 4 states, I want you to know. And I felt every one of these things that you mentioned in this voice. doing them. And I had 2 people actually go sign up for my class on the 28th. And I don't know, it just seemed like great things have been happening. I've been interviewed on a podcast. I did an interview on a podcast. There was another person who's asked me about interviewing them on Sunday. So it's just all positive, wonderful things have been happening. And I'm attributing that to the fact that I'm associated with you, and you have a way of encouraging people without realizing it. And I'm going to do a testimony on that. I've got it written out. I just got to do it now. But yes, it's been just fantastic being a part of your groups.
Oh,
And I did sign up for tomorrow, so I will be there.
so you'll be there tomorrow. And then did you sign up for the Limitless Summit?
Isn't that the one, the Limitless one?
Well, there's 2.
I'll be at the influencer one. I haven't missed that one, but I'll be at the Limitless one as well.
Good. That's Wednesday. Then we'll bring you up on the panel.
Oh. Oh. I better be ready. Yeah.
That's right. Well, you got a week warning. That's more than Alice, Dot, and some other people, right? And Jason called them. So
You know what was really what made me have 4 speeches on Saturday was because I was speaking at one event, and one of the people there had a mastermind group, and in the chat box asked, would you come to my mastermind and give this speech over there? So that was great. So I got to speak in Texas, New York, Florida, and California.
I love it. I love it. Love it. All right. Excellent. Good job. All right. And good job for everyone. Just keep doing what you're doing. Set those intentions. Use your language to pull in what it is that you want. Don't talk about what you don't want. Talk about what you do want. And right now it's more speaking engagements. So talk about that. All right, so we're going to end. Thank you for staying. I know it's a little bit later than normal, but yay. Thank you so much for staying. If there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know. In the meantime, get out there and speak. And when you do speak, remember to always speak with passion. Good night, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.